Welcome to Fully In It, a show for moms who are called to grow themselves while growing their families. Join me, Kate Saffel, a life and a business coach for moms, a homeschooling mama of 3, and a woman on a quest to show that our lives become even more meaningful when we remember why we are here and what truly matters most. This show is about going fully in it for you and the people you love by showing up powerfully in motherhood, entrepreneurship, in your home life, and for your family vision. Join me for weekly episodes that will inspire you to live intentionally and by your values, to slow down and truly be present to your family life, to make decisions that grow a profitable business without sacrificing anything in the process, and to become the kind of mom and woman you know you're meant to be in this lifetime. The way that I see business is that your business is never a distraction from the life you lead with your family. And if you have ever felt that way, you feel like you're getting pulled in multiple directions, that is the work that we do in this community. That's the work we do in Expand Mentoring Membership, because the goal is that your business is actually foundational to the life you want to lead with your family. And every decision you make in your business is through the lens of, how does this support my family? How do I need to be spending my time? Right? So do we have a lot of kids activities and I can only work in the mornings? Or maybe it's, I need to have X number of days free per week and I can only devote 2 days a week to my business. Great. Our goal is always to figure out, how can you be incredibly profitable with the time you have in service to your family life? What we're going to do now is we're going to go inward and talk about you as the woman, as the CEO who is behind the business, and really look at, what is it about you, who you are, your story, your experiences, your gifts, your talents, and the things that make you so unique. How can we take all of that and leverage it to grow your business and leverage it to connect more deeply with your people? You're going to feel so fired up by the end of this. You're going to feel more confident and you're going to be like, heck yes, this is who I am. Right? But maybe you've been in a season where you have been worrying about how you look online. Maybe you're feeling self-conscious. You're feeling doubt. Maybe you're getting in your head and you're thinking like, nobody wants to hear what I have to say. Or maybe you're thinking, people are judging me. They're scrutinizing my words. Maybe you're hiding a little bit in your business when you think to show up boldly in some capacity. And then you start to do this. I'm going to post tomorrow. Yeah, I got to wait. I need to lose some weight. I got to change something about myself. I need to get this other certification. And it's always this process of needing more to feel like you can show up online. Have you ever felt that way? It's tough, right? It is tough to feel seen, especially as women, right? When we're used to being judged on our appearance, how we sound, our background. But today, the goal is that we are going to rise above it. And you are going to step into your most empowered self, because that is where the magic happens in your business. When you quit thinking about other people and you bring it back to, who am I here to serve and why that matters so freaking much. So no more overthinking. Now is when we're going to dig in. So I'm going to look real quick at the comments and see what we've got. Yeah. You guys are resonating with that. Gina says she has felt that the fear is that the business is distracting or taking her away. Time to post Happy to have counter messages, especially with a cycle of inaction. Yeah. So whenever it comes for me, because this is what I think you're talking about, Gina. I'm just going to drop this real here quick because I think this may resonate with some of you. I'm with my kids all the time. Like all the time. I homeschool them, right? Like I'm always with them. So it is inevitable. I am taking time away to be on my phone from my family. But the question here is like, what are we going to make that mean? And every time I'm on my phone or I'm doing something, one, I'm communicating clearly with the kids. Hey, I'm going to do this post 5 minutes and then I'm tapping back in. But secondly, I imagine it like a drop in the bucket for my family's dream. So social media, we get in our heads and we think, oh, I'm taking away, I'm taking away, I'm taking away. What if you were actually adding? What if this is like, again, like imagining a bucket of value and you keep dropping and dropping, and then eventually that bucket overflows so much, it's hitting your family's bank account because you showed up. But when you don't show up, you're overthinking, you're in your head, and then you're distracted from your family. So the goal is that we get in, we do the thing, we get the results, and then everybody wins. Let me see. Steph says the one line means I do need the certification. We're going to talk about certifications here in just a minute. And they're wonderful. They're good. It's a good thing to have. I want to start with a really quick little story. And I want to invite you to see where you are in this story. Okay. So when I started my business 5 years ago, I got certified as a life coach. And I specifically got trained in the Simplicity Parenting Method. So if you have read the book by Kim John Payne, that is who I trained under. Super cool. Okay. Here's the thing. I had come from academia, taught at the university level since 2008. And anyone who has worked in a profession that is very identity focused, because it is a certain type of person as a professor, and you conduct yourself a certain way. And there's things you can say and there's things you can't say. And then now I'm showing up online as a life coach. And let me tell you, then I had a lot of thoughts about it. Do people think I'm scammy? Do people think it's weird? Are people judging me? Are they thinking she couldn't hack it as a professor, so she had to switch? Oh, it's so sad, right? All of this like self-judgment, that it felt like this weight on my shoulders right as I was trying to get my business off the ground. So I'm like in my head, I'm like outwardly like, I want to coach you and support you. And inward, I'm like, oh, am I doing the right thing? Is this okay? Like, oh, I don't know. I had friends tell me, you could always just go back to the university. And sometimes we get caught with a foot in each world when you're making the leap to something new and it is uncomfortable. Or maybe you're just making the leap from like, you've been a stay-at-home mom for the last however many years, and now you've started a business and you have to see yourself a different way. These identity shifts are real. They're real and it gets in our head. So about 2 years ago, I started shifting into business coaching. And then guess what happened? All of the thoughts started back up again. Like, who does she think she is? I had a coach at the time who told me, don't become a business coach. You need to just stay a regular life coach for moms forever till the end of time. Don't become a business coach. And it really got in my head. I looked outward at social media and I don't know if you guys have noticed this. There's a lot of business coaches, right? There is a lot of us. So then I'm working through like, why me? Because she's so good. This other coach, oh my gosh, her content is fire. Man, she says it like it is. Who's going to want to work with me? So again, let me know in the comments if you have felt that in your industry. And no one's going to want to work with me. They could totally work with her. And so we're constantly in this boat of comparison, and you're trying to grow, but you're weighing yourself down with all of these thoughts. Yeah, Haneen says in the health industry, I can imagine, right? Yeah, Laura says she felt like she was late to the game as a logo and website designer when she decided to niche down, which is a totally normal thought, but are we ever late? If this is the timing it's supposed to happen for you, maybe we are just right on time. Maybe this is exactly when this is meant to happen for you. Yes, Fazia got certified as a health and a life coach. Yeah. I can't even, oh my gosh, the comments are going so fast. Couple big marshmallow makers that have gone viral on TikTok, and you feel like a copycat. Yeah. Oh man. Right. Even in the marshmallow business, this is happening. But I feel you. And I will tell you that fear of being a copycat simply means that you're committed to originality. It's the people who don't even think about that. They don't even care. They're snitch snatching from everybody else's social media. Those are the ones that need to worry, not those of us who deeply care and are in integrity. So I wouldn't worry about that, Ashley, but I promise you, I've so been there too. Okay. I've so been there as well. So being a business coach, I'm looking at myself through the lens of other business coaches. And I'm like, I should be sexier, right? I should be like bolder. Lauren, my VA, and I joke about this. I'm like, I need some cash money in my graphics. Just being honest with you guys, like I'm too nurturing. I'm too much of a mom coach. And I began to kind of be like, hey, Kate, why are you doing this to yourself? Because you are here to serve. Because you are here to make an impact. And here's the truth is when you are in your head about you, you're not thinking about your people. You're wrapped up in what's happening inside of you. And we're humans and this happens, right? So no judgment. But I had to kind of give myself that wake-up call. And I began to look at my whole story, all the failures, the mistakes, right? The experiences, the lessons I have learned along the way, the random trainings and stuff I've accumulated. And I began to piece it together. And I thought, you know what? Moms who are starting businesses, they don't always need to get slapped in the face. Maybe sometimes they do need some nurturing. And I'm the one who can help with that. Maybe they really need help with the balance at home so that they can tap into profitability in their business. And I can help and serve with that. Maybe they're just feeling overwhelmed and they need to simplify. And you know what? Simplifying your home life looks a lot like simplifying your business. So all of these things about me, the university, right? Teaching. I love to teach and I get to use that to serve. So right now, what I want you to do, and I hope that this is getting some seeds of curiosity about you, because really this isn't about me. It's about you and your business. So how are you currently seeing yourself as the CEO of your business? What is the story that you have been telling yourself about you? And what other people may or may not think about you or may not say about you, it doesn't matter. You know what I was reflecting on earlier? I was thinking about the school experience. I don't know if you've ever had this experience where maybe in school you went to sit in a cafeteria and you were looking around and trying to figure out where you belong and worrying I don't know if I can sit at the cool kids table. Where do I sit? What are people thinking about me? I'm holding my tray and all the eyes are on me. Does that ever happen to you? Right? I sure remember feeling that. And this is your loving reminder that we're not in school anymore. We are grown adult women. And we do not have to get caught up in what other people think of us. Yes, even if they're family. Because I know you all got some family with thoughts about you. But we have to first decide internally what we are going to believe about us, what is going to serve you, so you can show up and serve your family and serve your people. Yeah. So, Haneen, I totally feel you on this about not knowing where you belong. I remember coaching a mom client on this a couple years ago. This comes up often in my community because I think we're all a little bit of outliers, right? We all kind of like do our own thing. That is actually because you are a leader. You are a leader. And when we are leaders, it is lonely sometimes because we're multiple steps ahead and we're just going by the beat of our own drum. And we're like, I don't know, is anyone coming with me? But the world needs leaders, desperately needs leaders in a place where everybody's following and we all want to like look like each other on social media. But that's not what we actually need. Okay. We need more of you. I'm going to ask some more questions here. You just like receive, journal, if that makes sense to you. No right or wrong here. Who are you? Who are you? And specifically, what makes you different? Different's not bad. Different is what we need. So what is unique about you? What is your story? What has gotten you from where you were years ago to this very point in your business? And how does that set you apart? And again, our human brain wants to look at the failures or the mistakes or the things that are uncool about us. But I think that those are your greatest gifts. And that's what makes you so special. This next one is going to help you if you are feeling unclear about how you serve people. How do you love being in other people's lives? What feels good to you about connecting with another human being? And what feels so like natural and good to you? Like it's like just as easy as can be. I saw someone else post about this on social media, so I can't take credit for it, but it reminded me of something. So I'm going to share it here. It was my friend Whitney, but she had said how she was the kid who always got written on her report card that she talked too much, right? That was me. I was always getting in trouble. Katie talks too much. Katie is always distracting the other kids in class. And that was me as a little kid. And now I get to use my voice, right? So what could have been seen as a negative, it's actually a gift. So I want you to look inward and think about, what if people said negatively about you? Maybe that's actually your gift. Maybe that's actually what we need in the world. And then finally, look at the whole hodgepodge of trainings, certifications, education, lessons, all these random things you've maybe accumulated over the years. And why do they make so much sense in your business? I want you to take all of this, the identity piece, the skills piece, and I want you to next take that and we're translating that to your business. How can you actually leverage your beliefs, your values, the you-isms, the things that only you say, those random things that are on your heart? All of these are your superpowers for making a name for yourself in your industry. But I can imagine that maybe this might be bringing some stuff up for you too. You're like, oh no, Kate, no, please don't make me be more of me online because that's scary. I want to just kind of like, I'm going to hang back here and I'll like just post a little bit. And I don't know, maybe someone will see it. But I don't want to really put myself out there. That's too scary. Right? But this is actually the key to your success, is when you peel back these layers, the doubt, the self-judgment, the limiting beliefs, the stories you've just put on like coats your whole life and you let yourself become more free of all of that. And then you give yourself so much love and compassion because there is no one else like you. There is no one else like you. The people that you follow online that you like, you actually like, you're excited to see their stuff or you watch their stories, right? You've maybe like, you feel like you're part of something with them. What creates that? As the observer, what pulls you in to their world? Yeah, them being real, not polishing up their lives. Yeah, there's a lot of that. Yes, that they're doing something you admire, but they're also a human. Humility. Yes, 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 yes. Feeling safe. These are so good, right? So how do you create safety? How do you be authentic? How do you be a real person and not polish up your life and hide parts of you? The way that you do that is by sharing all of these things that we just talked about, all of these little threads of your life, your gifts, your talents, your stories, your failures. And you share it with your people as a connection point. Because the thing that you are maybe embarrassed of, or that you think is weird about you, or different, or makes you an outlier because everybody else in my industry looks like this, or sounds like this, or does this. Have you ever stopped to think that there are people out there that are just dying for someone who's different? Because then that helps them to feel seen. So my encouragement to you is that you start using these pieces that have come up on the call in your marketing as part of your connection points with your people. And this is how we build community. And when people feel safe and they feel part of a community, they trust you. They know that you're not fake. You're not just in it for like fame or popularity or money. They know that you are here to serve, which means they are going to want to work with you. They feel that in you. So you want to take a combination of your vision and you want to share the vision that you have and let people come along with you on the journey. Let them get excited to be part of your story too. And just like I did with you a few minutes ago, you invite them to become part of that story. Yes, even if you have a very professional business and you're like, oh, I can't tell my story online. Why not? Because the people who buy from you, they have kids and messy homes and doubts and fears just like you. So is it possible that maybe they actually have just been waiting to hear more of who you really are, the authentic you, to say yes to working with you? The relatives are watching. Goodness gracious, girlfriend. My sister-in-law watches my stories all the time. And I'm like, our relationship's kind of, I don't know what she thinks of me. Actually, both my sister-in-laws watch me and my mom, right? It's a lot of pressure. I feel it too. And then I just remind myself, just say it anyway. What does it matter at this point? They're either going to love me or hate me, but it's not my job to make people like me. It's just not. That's not why I was put on earth. You use your vision, your story, your zone of genius when you are confident in your zone of genius and you see those as your gifts and the way that you can serve. You talk about that in your marketing, whether that's your copy, your social media, and then that actually paints you as the expert. So instead of being apologetic about all of these pieces, you're like, no, this is what makes me really freaking good at what I do. This is why you should work with me. This is why I am the expert in this corner of my industry. So for me, I'm like, yeah, I am the business coach for moms. I know exactly what you need, right? I know what you need at home, and I know what you need to be profitable in your business. And I know I'm a damn good teacher. I'm going to take care of you, and I'm going to make sure that you learn what you need. But I promise you, it has taken me years to get to this point where I'm not like, are they going to think it's my ego talking? Am I too full of myself? You get to own who you are and what you do. And there is a difference between the two. Can you feel that? Whoo-wee. So, Fazia, you're the one. I've worked with many business coaches, but not one I feel so relatable like you. And that means so much to me. I want to be relatable to you. I don't want to be on a pedestal, and I don't want to paint you all a shiny picture of my life. Thank you all so much for being here, being honest, being open, being the women that you are. I will see you soon.